Alright, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel. We got some brand new cards to take a look at here that got revealed that are of course going to be a part of our Destined Rival set. A whole ton of new broken Team Rocket cards were just revealed. We got the Champions League going on right now in Japan, and they did reveal a bunch of new stuff, so we're going to take a look at them all in today's video. Of course, like I said, they are going to be in our May set, Destined Rivals. So I'm excited to take a look at these cards. We got more Rockets cards, and with the ones we already saw, you know, these ones definitely are going to be pretty cool in combinations with those ones. There's other cards, too, that got revealed in Destined Rivals over the past week that I didn't talk about, so we're going to look at those. There's another new EX we're going to look at later on in the video. If y'all are new here to the second channel, make sure to subscribe down below. We're on the road to 23K subs. If you're going to enjoy the video, leave a like. Let me know what you think of these cards down below. And I'll leave a link to Pokebeach down below, too, so you can check out the cards for yourself. It's pretty late. It's nearly 5 a.m. as I'm recording this, so let's get into it. So we have a brand new EX here with the new Moltres EX. Team Rocket's Moltres EX. Now, it does have the attack Flame Barrier for a Fire and 2 Colorless Energy. You get to do 110 damage, and then during your next turn, this Pokemon takes 50 less damage from attacks. I mean, it's not bad. It's got 220 HP, so you effectively give it like 270 HP with the attack. You can combine it with Bravery Charm to give it even more HP if you want. So there is some cool things. I think the main trait with this card will be that Evil Burn attack. For Fire and 3 Colorless Energy, you get to do the effect where you discard a Team Rocket's energy from the Moltres, and if you do, your opponent's active Pokemon just gets discarded. So not knocked out, you're not going to take a prize, you get to just flat out discard it. So I don't know, if your opponent's active is a Dragapult EX, you could just discard the Dragapult from play. Pretty cool stuff. Like I said, you're not taking prizes for doing so. And this is a pretty costly attack cost, too. 4 energy is quite a bit. You can use it with the new Team Rocket's energy, which will provide that Psychic and Dark energy requirement, but it's like kind of hit or miss for sure. But we'll have to see if any other new cards got revealed that'll synergize with it, obviously. Because there's a lot more trainer cards that got revealed in this new set for Team Rocket's Pokemon, so we're going to take a look at those. We got a new Articuno. Yeah, we did get the birds from Gen 1 here. We got Team Rocket's Articuno, Resistant Veil, prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks done to your basic Team Rocket's Pokemon in play. Pretty funny ability because this stops Phantom Dive. Kind of sick. I mean, that's pretty broken. Dragapult's a really good card. I don't really see Dragapult falling off with the new set. So being able to effectively be immune to Dragapult. Now, it's only on your basic Pokemon and Rocket's Pokemon, but that's pretty good nonetheless. I mean, you don't have to worry about your little Team Rockets guys getting KO'd super easily by Phantom Dive shenanigans. The Articuno can get KO'd by like a Dusknoir, I guess, but still, like, it's a pretty good ability. It's just a nice counter to Dragapult for those Team Rocket decks, which I'm happy to see more Dragapult-esque counters get printed. And then you got the attack Dark Frost for Water 2 colors, does 60 damage. If Pokemon has any Rocket Energy on it, you get to do 60 more damage. So Water and Rocket Energy, you can do 120 damage, like perfectly fine. The ability is what obviously will carry this Pokemon. And we got Rocket Zapdos now. So it's got Jamming Wing for 2 colorless energy, does 30 damage. You may move 1 energy from your opponent's active Pokemon to one of the bench Pokemon. So kind of one of those like annoying attacks where you can like move an energy off them. It's like kind of mid. It only does 30 damage. You can do it with a Rocket Energy though. And then of course you got the attack Wicked Thunder for lightning 2 colorless energy, does 60 damage. And once again, if it's got any Rocket Energy on it, you get to do 120 damage. At least Zapdos is a lightning type, which is a bit more relevant, I think, than Moltres. I mean, actually Moltres might be good because there's the new Ethan's engine coming out. But yeah. Yo, Zapdos control with Team Rocket's energy. There you go, broken deck. Zapdos kind of mid. All right, we got to do Weezing, of course. Team Rocket, we got to have Weezing, right? You know, so we got Team Rocket's Koffing Smoke Signal. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and takes damage from an opponent's attack, search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon with Koffing in their name, put them on your bench. Really cool ability. I swear we've seen this before on a Pokemon. Was it a Haunter, maybe? But I can't remember. It might have been a Haunter. There's a Pokemon where if it got knocked out, you kind of did the same thing. Yeah, you get to get some Koffings in play. It's not too bad at all, because it does evolve into the brand new Team Rocket's Weezing with the attack Exploding Mob for a Dark and a Colorless, aka a Team Rocket Energy. You get to do 40 damage for each Pokemon to play with Koffing and Weezing in its name. Interesting how they worded it. Technically, you can have Koffings and Weezings, both Team Rockets and normal Koffing and Weezing. I think that's how this is worded. It's actually really interesting if that is how that is worded. Pretty sure you can do that. So that's kind of cool. Decent little attack here. It works for a single Rocket Energy, keep in mind, which is really nice. You can do this attack for 1 energy. 40 times is not the worst multiplier ever, and you do have a great way to get your Koffings out with the help of its ability, and Koffing is Buddy Poffinable, which is also pretty good for chaining all of those Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. Not bad at all. This is one I'm actually really excited for. We got a brand new Crobat EX line, and it's very similar to an old Crobat line we had from the X and Y era. So we have Zubat here, and we have Golbat with the ability Sneaky Bite. Once during your turn, when you place Pokemon from your hand to evolve on your Pokemon, you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. This ability is the exact same ability that an old Golbat had from back in the day. So in the X and Y era, we had Crobat and we had a Zubat with, well, a Crobat and a Golbat with an ability. You'd evolve the Crobat, you'd put 3 damage on a Pokemon, and then you evolve the Golbat, you put 2 damage on something. And those cards were actually pretty playable. They were great counters to stuff like Night March, and they did see quite a bit of play. So I'm happy to see this ability return. It's extra damage, and it's not a bad ability. But does that mean the Crobat's going to be the same? Well, we got this new Team Rocket's Crobat EX here with the ability Bite Around. When you place Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. I mean, it's a little bit, it's not worded correctly on Pokebeach, but I'm pretty sure you put 2 damage on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Now, it's not as good as the original Crobat, or is it? Because that's some pretty good damage. Now, this ability is nice. Obviously, you compare this with, like, Phantom Diver Sling for more spread damage. You are a stage 2, but the ability is nice. I think the Golbat legit could be slightly better than Crobat because it's easier to get into play, but Crobat does have the attack Lethal Return for a rocket energy, effectively. You get to do 120 damage. You may put this Pokemon back in your hand. Discard all cards attached, though, which is a little grief. You'd have to get rid of the rocket's energy. Not fun. I mean, Crobat's okay. I'm a little bit more let down by the Crobat, but I think the Golbat is nice. The ability to have Sneaky Bite back in the format is good. And, I mean, Crobat isn't terrible. I think its ability is decent. I mean, you are putting on a decent amount of damage on the board. It's not the same as the old Crobat where you'd evolve in, you put 3 damage on, you put 2 damage on 2 Pokemon. That's not terrible. Like I said, you'll combine that with Phantom Dive. Seems kind of decent. And then we got a new Team Rocket Sneasel here with the attack Hit the Wound for 2 Dark Energy, aka Team Rocket Energy. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counter already on that Pokemon. So if you're playing like a spread approach with the bats, you can finish them off with the Sneasel. This could be pretty cool actually with Frostlass and Monkey Dory. So that could be kind of fun. For like a Frostlass, Monkey Dory, Sneasel Snipe deck could be pretty cool. So definitely not bad at all. All right, we got some new Team Rockets items to talk about. We got Team Rocket's Great Ball. Flip a coin if head, search deck for an evolution, Team Rocket Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If tails, search deck for a basic Team Rocket's evolution Pokemon. So kind of funny. It's basically like capturing Aroma for Rocket's Pokemon, which is not bad. It's okay. Nothing too crazy. But Pokemon search for Team Rocket's Pokemon isn't terrible to have. I mean, we have stuff like Nest Ball, Poffin, Great Ball already in the format. But, definitely not bad at all. Ultra Ball obviously is another big one, but not the worst card ever. Like, if you're playing the Crobat engine, it's probably not the worst thing to have. And obviously good with, like, Weezing and Koffing and stuff. We got Team Rocket's Venture Bomb here. Flip a coin if heads, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If tails, put 2 damage counters on your active Pokemon. It's actually been a while since we've seen a card that does something like this. It's been a while since we've had, like, a card that, like, an item card that can damage your opponent's Pokemon passively like that. It's kind of crazy, actually. Now, it is a bit of a risky card to play, right? You can flip a coin. Okay, you get to do 2 more damage to your opponent's active, but if you don't, you're hitting yourself. So it's a bit of a drawback. It really depends what you're playing. Like, maybe the deck you're playing won't mind this. You don't even have to play it in a Rocket deck. Like, this card is universally good, technically speaking, right? So if there's any deck that get value out of this that I can't think of off the top of my head, it's definitely not a terrible card. The 20 damage on your active could be relevant, but I don't know, maybe you have like a way to heal it off. Maybe it doesn't even matter at that point, right? Maybe if there's a good combo synergy thing in your deck where you don't mind doing that, maybe it's okay. So not a bad little card. It's definitely kind of a sneakily decent card. We got Team Rocket's Petrel. Search deck for a trainer, reveal it, and put it into your hand. This is literally a Skyla reprint. Skyla was a decent supporter. It did the exact same thing where you'd grab a trainer card. I mean, back in the day, the supporters were a little bit more like niche. Skyla was really good where when stuff like Rare Candy was really popular. Skyla might not be as relevant now. Like, I don't know if Team Rocket's Petrel is going to be as good as Skyla was, but not a bad reprint to have. I mean, it's a solid card. Though, to be fair, like, you could argue Arvin is a better card, even though it doesn't do the same thing. Get you an item and a tool as opposed to a trainer. This card can get you a supporter. You can use Team Rocket's Petrol to get a supporter, which is pretty decent. So, not a bad little reprint, for sure. And then finally, we got one last Rockets card, Team Rocket's Potron, with the effect. If you go first, you may use this card during your first turn. Search your deck for up to 3 basic Team Rocket's Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Not a bad card. I mean, free search for Team Rocket. It doesn't look like this card is limited to your first turn either. You just have the option to play in your first turn. It's kind of like when you're playing Carmine, right? It looks like how, you use Carmine. You have it on your first turn, going first, you can use it. Same thing with this. So that's kind of cool. Nice to have for the, the Koffing and Weezing deck for sure. Gets you some basic Pokemon. Obviously, in a format where Budew is popular, and I don't know if, I'm assuming Budew is still going to be good in this, Destined Rivals meta. It's a good card to have when getting Budewed if you're playing a Team Rocket deck. So it could be good in the Mewtwo deck. Very good support card from the Mewtwo deck the more I think about it. Like I said, being able to play around Budew with this card is really, really nice. So I think this card is playable. Petrol's nice, and then the Venture Bomb and the Great Ball definitely aren't bad either. A lot of good support cards for the Mewtwo deck. I think the Mewtwo deck is, from what I've seen so far, still like the standout Team Rocket deck. But I'm really happy to see this Golbat Crobat engine, and then obviously the Weezing, it's going to be a fun little one-prize deck. The Articuno is really cool. Probably we'll see play in the Mewtwo deck, obviously to block Phantom Dive, and we'll see where the Moltres goes. But those are all the new cards revealed tonight. But there are some more that got revealed over the little week, including another new EX we're going to look at. So this new Blaziken line got revealed. One prize Blaziken here with the attack Inferno Legs for 2 fire and a colorless. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Not a bad little snipe attack. You could play this in a Blaziken EX deck if you're already building a Blaziken EX deck. Why not slot the one prize Blaziken into the deck too, I guess. Keep in mind though, Shaman is getting in this, or coming in the set, right? So we're getting like that Manaphy card back. So this card's value does decrease a little bit. We got a new Huntail and Gorebyss line here. It's a new Huntail. Diver catch. Whenever one of your water Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, you may put all basic water energy from that Pokemon into your hand instead of the discard pile. Kind of seems cool with like a Baxcalibur deck. If you can fit this in like a Baxcalibur deck, that could be cool. Now, obviously, it's not as good with like C-Pow because the energy gets discarded with the attack. But like passively on like a Kingdra EX, Wailord even, could be a really cool card. There's other combos you could probably do this with that I can't really think of off the top of my head, but being able to keep the energy in your hand ain't too shabby, if I do say so myself. And then we got the new Gorebyss here. For 1 water energy, you do 30 damage times each water energy attached to this Pokemon. However, before doing damage, you can attach any number of basic water energy from your hand to this Pokemon. That's a really cool attack. I don't know if we've seen an attack in a while that's done something like that, where you can preemptively, before doing anything, actually do even more actions, which is kind of cool. So it's got a Rain Dance built into the attack. That's dope. We haven't seen that before, in a while anyways. Not that I can think of. Cool card. I mean, I guess you have a bit of a Huntail Gorebyss Baxcalibur deck cooked up right there. Cool stuff. Or I guess you don't even need to. I guess, well, you need to evolve both Gorebyss and Huntail from Clam Pearl. So you'd have to have one of each in play. You'd still probably want to play a Baxcalibur just in case. All right. New Annihilape got revealed. It's another one prize Annihilape. We have a lot of Annihilape cards. Holy. This one's actually kind of decent. So it's got the ability Vessel of Rage. If this Pokemon has 2 or more damage counters on it, attacks used by this Pokemon get to do 120 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Now, this card could have been really sick if Gapejaw, Bog, and Damage Pump still existed. Yo, there you go. Team Rocket's Bomb. Boom, there you go. It's got the attack Impact Blow that does 160 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can use Impact Blow. I'm pretty sure there are ways you can self-inflict damage on this thing that, once again, I just can't think of off the top of my head, as it is almost 5 in the morning. But this ability is really strong. If there's a good combo for it, like the Team Rocket's Venture Bomb. That's not a coin flip. I'm kind of memeing with that one, but, cool stuff. Another one prize Annihilape for an Annihilape EX deck. A lot of Annihilape cards. Holy moly. And finally, new EX to look at. Regirock EX got the ability Regicharge, attach up to 2 basic fire energy from your discard pile of this Pokemon, and then you got Giant Rock that does 140 damage. If your opponent's active as a Stage 2 Pokemon, do 140 more damage. 280 damage ain't bad. Now, keep in mind with Regirock, there is that brand new Fighting Electro Power card coming out whenever we get the Mega Evolution. So, while this card might not be good right out the gate, eventually, when we get more fighting support, which it looks like we will be with Mega Lucario, EX, and that new Fighting Tablet, this card will probably be a lot better. So keep in mind this card will be good at some point. Keep it in the back pocket just in case. But there you go, folks. Those are all the brand new cards revealed. Again, we had a couple cards over the past couple of days I had to look at for this video. But I'm excited to try these rocket cards. More broken rocket cards got revealed. I'm excited for them to come out. I don't know if we're getting any more rocket cards after this. We also looked at like a Rockets Wobbuffet, I think, in like the Titan video I posted. So I don't know. We'll have to see if any more Rockets cards get revealed. Hopefully we get more that are even cooler. But who knows? It looks like the Mewtwo deck is still like the standout Rocket deck, but the Rocket deck definitely is getting a ton of support compared to the other trainer Pokemon. But it makes sense because Rocket's a big name, so you'd probably want to give it a lot of support. But that'll be it for me. I'm going to upload this video, head to bed. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Let me know what you think of these cards down in the comments below. Leave a link to Pokebeach if you want to go check them out for yourself. Yeah, peace out. Bye-bye.